Good day everyone, I am Jericho Natividad Ayon from BPED 2A. So for this video, I would like to share the three important things that I've learned and the two realization in the lesson 3 in our subject FLCT, which is the dimensions of a learner-centered teaching. So there are 5 dimensions of a learner-centered teaching, but I will discuss to you the three. So the first one is the role of a teacher. The learner-centered classroom involves changes in the roles and responsibility of a learners and instructions in delivery of instructional strategies. So here the role of a teacher is to mix one's learners um, to have a roles and a changes, and their role is to make our learners have their responsibility to make their own, to think by their own, and to have a creativity. So in a learner-centered classroom, the learner requires individualization, interactions, and integrations. Individualization ensures that the learner are empowered to create their own activities and select their own authentic materials. So the second one is the interaction. Learners interact taught team learnings by teaching each other. The next one is integrate what they learned with the prior learning and construct new meaning. And that is what the role of the teacher means. One of the dimensions of a learner-centered teaching. So the second one is the purpose and process of assessment. So in here, a learner-centered course along with the summative assessments, one might also have multiple projects with self-assessment, reflection, self-test. From the word self-test, the self-reflection. So in here, the purpose of a process assessment is we can see here on how students learned, on how students gain knowledge from the topic or from the lessons. Have been teacher discussed. It is important the process to test the students on what or how far their learnings from the lessons. So the third one is the responsibility for learning. Learners and learner centers setup is not dependent on his or her teacher. It's not dependent. So it's not dependent or independent. So here, responsibility for learning. Every learners have the responsibility to think, responsibility to do their tasks, every responsibility to do their work, responsibility to do their activity, because upon their responsibility they can learn, they can gain knowledge from it. So responsibility for learning is very important to have a new idea and to gain knowledge for the learners. So that's the dimension of the learner-centered teaching that I've learned in our lesson 3. And so that is important to study and for us to know what we are going to do. And this dimension will help us to have a better communication to learners or to a teacher. So the two realization is that I realized that in structural learner-centered teaching must consider to listen to and respect each learner's point of view, because if we listen and respect the point of view of each learners, we can we are we know we are going to know and their own points of view, and it is very helpful for us, for the teachers to reflect also and what they are going to do or what they are going to say after they're knowing their point of view. It's very important to listen and respect each point of view of the teachers. So the second one is the second realization is that I realized that we need to encourage and facilitate learners share decision making, because as myself, it's very important to have our own decision making, because and yet there are two types of decision making. There are bad decision making and there are good decision making, where we're going to good and that will help us to grow, that will help us to learn, that will help us to gain knowledge, and so that I will encourage and facilitate learners to have their share their own decision, or having this decision making for them to elaborate, for them to discuss, and for also to have interaction and communication to the learners or to the teachers. So that's it, I think. And the question that I've been asked in the last question is, I think I already answered it by the three things important and the two realization, and that is the three important things and the realization that I've learned in our lesson 3 in FLCT. So goodbye, have a good day, and thank you for listening.